Day one, expectations, are they good expectations given what you get to build off of last year, Morgan?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what people have been talking about. But, day one, we're not really talking about that. I think today is more just about, getting your feet under you. We're heading down to Niagara, and, we're just looking to have a good training camp, and we'll take it from there.
There's going to be tons of talk about expectations from here on out, I guess, but how different are the expectations from maybe the outside fans and media as opposed to what you guys put on yourselves?
Well, I don't really know. We don't pay too much attention to what the expectations are for people outside of our room. We have goals in mind that we want to accomplish as a team, and we're happy with some strides forward that we took last year. But when you look back at it, I think we made the playoffs on the last day of the year and lost in the first round. So, we got a long way to go to get to where we want to be, and we're all aware of that. And it's going to take a lot of hard work, and we're all willing to put the time in. We're happy to be back at training camp, and we're ready to get going and start the journey.
Given the first few years that you had here were not probably as successful as you would have hoped. As you said, you made the playoffs late in the season, lost the first round, but still there's optimism that cannot be denied this year compared to years past. How much different was your summer given the success that was had last year?
It changed for sure, but you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You had good success. That doesn't change what you're trying to do. You go home, you train hard, you try to get ready, and yeah, you might be more motivated, might be more driven, but we're all doing the same stuff that made us successful last year. We might just be doing it a bit harder.
Morgan, what excites you the most about this season?
It's a new season, a new opportunity. We got a team that has a bright future, and I think the guys, the younger guys are more comfortable. The older guys are more aware of what's to come, and I think there's just more opportunity. And whenever you're on the brink of a new season, it's always exciting. And just the way the year went last year, I think just adds to that.
Does coming back to the training camp after the season you guys had making the playoffs feel different as opposed to an unsuccessful season?
Not a whole lot. The first day back at camp is always exciting. You're always looking forward to getting going and starting up. But I think just the general mood around the team might be different. But beyond that, it's day one of however many we got to do to get to where we want to be, and we're all excited to be back. We're all looking forward to getting going, and we just want to start playing.
Where do you heard the word rebuild used for the last few years? What goes through your mind on July 2nd when you hear that you've signed Marleau? Because that kind of sends a message that they want to win now.
Yeah, Patty's a great player. He's been around the league a long time, has had great success, and when you add a player like that, I think it can change the outlook of your team a little bit. And but that being said, he came here for a reason. He's going to be a big part of our team, and he's a guy that there's players in this room that we watched growing up a lot. So to have that experience, to have a player of that caliber is very exciting, and I think that it's just a sign of our team going in the right direction.
From a personal point of view, when do you stop being a kid? When do you start being? No, I get it. That part's over for me. I feel like I'm going into my 5th year. I think that that time is come and gone, and my expectation for myself is much beyond that of a young player or a kid, like you said, and so those days are over. Mike talked about, I think it was after the first or second game in Washington, he thought it was the best he'd ever seen you play, and I thought after that actually you played better. When you come out of a playoff like that, and at times had some difficulty in the season, do you sort of sit there and say, that's the guy I want to be, or is that starting point? How do you look at it?
Yeah, you want to play your best every night. You want to try to get better every game, and it's not always as easy as that. But when you're able to put it together, for periods at a time, it makes you feel good and it makes you motivated to want to keep that going. So I think that when you look back at the year last year, there's lots of good things to take away, and there's lots of areas of improvement. So like I said, moving forward, you just want to be the best player you can be, and that's pretty much the bottom line. You want to be able to help your team and just have an influence on the game.
When did
Tell
that
us
playoff
now
experience?
when the ankle stopped bothering you last year.
Well, I don't know. I don't really keep a journal, so it's tough. It's tough to recall. But I mean, like anything, it takes time and takes work, and just just a matter of just playing through whatever it is.
Guys talked about that sort of leadership by committee approach. How did you see that emerge in a room that was almost half rookies last year?
Yeah, I think that there was older guys that really stepped up and took that upon themselves to be leaders, and I think that's what we have to do again this year. I mean, when you look at the best teams in sports, it's never just one guy. It's always a group. It's always a group effort, and that's what we're looking to do. We have guys in here that are coming off big years and want to step into that leadership role, and I think that's important. We got lots of guys that can play and lots of guys that can lead, so I think we got a good combination.
Morgan, what constitutes a winning season or a successful season for you guys? Is it making the playoffs, winning the 2 rounds?
Good question. I think we just want to take it, one night at a time. We want to go into games with the attitude that we believe in ourselves, that we can win every night. And I mean, like I said, one step at a time. I don't know, where we're going to be come the All-Star break or the bye week or Christmas or whatever. We're just going to take it one day at a time. Try to win every night and just get better.
Morgan, where do you see the biggest room for improvement for this group?
I mean, there's lots of room for improvement. I mean, like I said, we're happy with what happened last year. We're happy we made the playoffs, but we squeaked in by 1 point. So I think that there's lots of room for us to improve, whether that's special teams or, defensive zone. There's lots of things we can work on. I think we know what we have up front in terms of skill and speed. And, I mean, we definitely want to, try to take care of our own end and, help our goalie out a little bit more than we did. And, that's a big part of winning in this league.
Teams historically aren't really competitive if you're 22nd in the league in goals against. Usually, I mean, Pittsburgh was an anomaly last year. I think they were 17th and won the Cup. How much do you guys have to cut that number down to become a serious contender?
Well, I mean, like I said, that's a part of the game that we have to improve on. That's a big part of winning in this league is, not getting scored on. And, I think at points last year we let that get away from us a little bit. We got away from our game, but when we sit down and we look at our game plan on a night-to-night basis, a big part of it is defense, and trying to limit the other team's opportunities. So we have to improve in that area. And I mean, like I said, we know what we have up front now after last year in terms of young skill and speed, and now it's important that we learn how to play the game 200 feet and be good defensively. And I mean, we have a great goalie, and we got to help him out more than we did at times last year.
Have you watched that Washington playoff series over again?
Yeah. I like watching those games over.
And what did you see for yourself in those games?
I think when you're playing well, it's usually just a reflection on how the team's playing. And I think when you watch those games, all 20 guys competed hard and played hard and created room for one another, and that reflects well on players individually. And I think that's all it was. Just that the team was prepared. We knew what was coming, and our coach did a good job of making sure that everybody was ready. And I think that's just a reflection of that.